Wapedia just started.
All right.
Fantastic. Other times
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Straight Up Warlords. I am your host and the implacable taskmaster, Jem. With me is the mistress with the stubborn tenacity, Kat.
Hi everyone.
And the disgustingly resilient Diesel.
Hello, everybody!
And we have finally played a game of Warhammer 40K 10th edition Crusade.
Yes, a 500 game. It's taken us long enough, but we've done it. We did it, everyone. We got there. Cue the soundbite where there's kids party going on in the background. The fucking hoppers and confetti going off. Finally did it!
I'm now going to have to find that soundbite and put that in there. Anyway, yeah, so we did one game of my Chaos Space Marines versus Diesel's Deathguard. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Crusade rules, the general ones, and then we'll talk about the Chaos Space Marines and the Space Marine ones, because Cat's game is going to be next at some point, hopefully soon. So yeah,
depends when you're free, really.
Yeah, it depends on where we're all free.
Well, I'm off tomorrow, actually, so up to you.
Cat's working tomorrow, 10 till 10.
Okay.
Anyway, so we'll get started. So, as you said, it was a 500-point game. It was my Warlord, Romex, with his second in command Growl, their squad, and the Rhino versus your Warlord, your Tallyman. 3 squads of Plague
There was
Marines.
2 squads of Plague Marines. One was led by a Tallyman, and then I had another squad of Death Shroud that was led by my Warlord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember where the hell I wrote down my Warlord's name. What was that?
I did write it down somewhere. I have a list of stuff somewhere.
Because I know Vomitus is going to be my Malignant Plaguecaster. I can't remember my Warlord's name.
Your Warlord's name is Virus Roll.
Oh, yeah.
And your Tallyman's name was Slight.
Yeah.
I believe these versions that I've written down are the incorrect spelling, but I did put the correct spelling in the video that we actually talked about them. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Is it here? Yes, I've got it. Got it. It's my D&D notebook. Cool. Yes. Yeah. Virus Vol, my Sorcerer Warlord. Yes. Chaos Lord in Sorcerer. Well, Chaos Lord Sorcerer in Terminator arm. Leading is Bodyguard of Death Shroud, and with a Tallyman, and 2 squads of 7 Plague Marines, because Nurgle's number.
Yeah. It's weird that the maximum size of a squad that Plague Marines can take is 10.
Yeah, competitively.
Yeah, it's
like take 10.
Why wouldn't that be 14?
It's just because that would be OP. Basically, is the reason.
I get that it would be OP, but also it then makes it awkward because they come in boxes of 7.
Yeah, it does make it incredibly awkward. Don't get me wrong. As a Deathguard player who's had to buy several boxes of Plague Marines now to make up one squad, yes, it's very irritating.
You buy 2 boxes and you have 4 left over. And it's like
you basically, you have to buy 3 boxes to make 2 squads.
And you still have 1 left over.
It's not the. You still also have 1 left over. It's also not. That's not the worst part. The worst part is actually the weapon options as well, because now we have a shit ton of weapon options.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only like one comes in a box. So yeah, to get stuff WYSIWYG, especially since in ninth edition I made a load of sigils and icons
Yeah,
because the sigils made bolters lethal hits
yeah,
basically in ninth, they auto wounded. Sigils and icons no longer exist in 10th, so all of those models worthless, don't exist.
yeah,
So I've not only, I have models now that don't exist in the squad, so I have to remove them. So I've then got to replace them with weapon option. Oh, it's so annoying. It's just so irritating.
yeah.
You could, like, in a 10-man squad, you can run like a two melter guns. I think in a 7-man squad you might, no, in a 10-man squad you can run two melter guns. There's only one melter gun per box.
Yeah.
So you just like, so you have to buy another box anyway just to get the extra melter. And then even if you buy 3 boxes to make 2 squads, well, guess what? You've only got 3 melter guns. So you're gonna have to buy another box just to get the better. Oh,
Yeah.
it's horrendous. They've just not planned that out at all.
I guess if you've got leftover metal guns from other kits from other armies that you've got, maybe that would fit.
Yeah, maybe, but the
Uh,
trouble with
le-
that is they come with the Deathguard arm as well and stuff. When you glue them onto
uh,
the model, they're the forearms with the gun. It's not just the gun.
yeah.
You got to get the arm on there.
It,
So yeah,
normally it's just a hand.
I'd have to look at it. It depends on the placement.
Yeah,
I think
it's dependent on the
I
type of
think
model
it's
as well.
yeah, it's really annoying. So
They have been doing
ugh.
that a lot more where they've been putting the arm with the gun.
Well, and it's not just melter guns. Like plasma guns aren't too bad because plasma guns are plasma guns. But specifically, our flamethrowers look different to because they're not flamers. They are plague spewers, so they're a
Yeah,
different weapon. So you can't get them from a different box. They have to come from plague marines.
they're not flamethrowers, they're vomit throwers.
Yeah, they throw chemical slush that
Yeah,
melts people. So, yeah, they are literally they're a war crime gun, which I love. But yeah, they have a unique look to them. So you can't just steal a flamer from a different box set.
yeah. But yeah, so we what was the name of that mission we played? We played
I just got it on my phone. Blah blah
I
blah. So we
was about to
played. It was from the. We had to play Leviathan.
yeah, because we had the Leviathan book.
So I believe it was. I named it Rage and Disease. Let me look at what the mission was. Go all the way back. All the way back. So it was. So the deployment was search and destroy. Mission rule was hidden supplies, which I can't even remember what that does. And then take and hold was the primary mission for it. So it was literally just capture objectives. So it wasn't too bad. Just take and hold objectives basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty easy. And then I can't remember what hidden supplies does. Did we forget about the second mission?
We might have forgotten about. I know that the result of it was that we got 2 lots of the winner got to be able to use the rearm and resupply twice for free.
Yeah, it was
Which
absolutely worthless.
for you is completely worthless, and for me, I wasn't even going to use it either. And so we're using Administratum for this, and it keeps telling me that I've got to free use of it.
Oh, does it?
I didn't win.
See, it told me that, and then I think you accepted it, and then it gave it to you. I don't know why. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I'm not going to use it at any point, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I did win the game.
Yeah, you won the game.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong fucking game. That's what I forgot. I played it. That's not the right game. That's my game against World Eaters. I was going to say that was weird. That's not in Leviathan. How do I look at games? There we go. That one. Can I?
Scattering the Scourge.
Yeah, that's the one.
The mission was the Gathering Shroud.
That's the one. Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah. Loot and Riot was our thing. Yeah. Can I? Oh, I can go back and edit it. Cool. Yeah, the Gathering Shroud. Yes, that's the one. I'm looking at it completely wrong. And then we had to just control objectives. So I was going to say, I was like, why is there secondary missions in here? I'm an idiot. That's why. Yeah, it was that the Leviathan one. So next time, I think I think we should roll maybe in advance on what the mission's going to be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not like I feel like in a Crusade you should roll in advance on like a match play game and set up the mission. Then we can nurgle it up some bit, or we can make it more narrative basically.
Yeah.
And also you can then pick what units you want to send into that specific battlefield.
Yeah.
Because realistically, on your battle barge, you're gonna like know what operatives you want to send. You're gonna have like you can get that in you know what the battlefield's going to be like if it's close quarters or whatever, and you're going to know what your objective is going in.
Yeah. This is Cat's Battle Barge and my Ark of Omen.
Oh, you've got you got a whole Ark of Omen coming in. Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Not that it's going to actually affect anything because it's going to be too busy trying to fight off both the Imperium and the Deathguard's navies at once. So,
yeah. I don't know, it's still a big bit of kit, but yeah.
It is a big bit of kit. It could take on both of them at once, but also it can't do that and then also fire on the planet at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's where the rest of the war bands are, is fighting off the Ark of Omen, and I'm just the left behind squad that was on cleanup duty from tzeentch. And then the fucking Imperium is also here. We're like, oh shit, okay. Luckily, we're on our home turf, so maybe I get a bit of advantage. But hey ho. So I won overall.
Yeah,
pretty
you
one-sided with objective control because I can make stuff sticky.
Yeah.
So that was a big favour to me. And maybe next time I'll make the map a little bit bigger. I just halved it. Well, as I feel like that maybe is a bit too close. We'll maybe go for 30-44 might be better.
Yeah, that might be a bit better.
So 30-22, so a bit longer. Yeah, we'll probably do that next time. I'd have to look up because on in 10th edition, you just do 1,000 points now.
Yeah,
and so it's on the same. It's all on the same table size. Whereas before you would have a smaller table.
Yeah.
But I have to look up what size it was. I think it's hard, like 30. No, it's
they do a combat patrol rule set. So
yeah, I'll maybe have to look that up, see how big the tables are. But yeah, it was a little tight. I did win overall. I did wipe you off the table. You brought a rhino, which I was very surprised about for a 500-point game. I was like, oh, okay.
Rhinos are only 80 points.
True, but it's still 80 points.
Legionaries are also only 80 points. So
so you could have brought another legionary squad instead of a rhino. Yeah, because that's a lot of DACA. You could have brought more DACA and more stabby stuff, and just more wounds. Hard to get through. But yeah, I won overall. So I won the resupplies, which I didn't realise was the victory condition until we looked at it up at the end. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bothered trying to win so hard. Whereas you went with your basically get as much XP as possible, and you succeeded on your. We only picked one agenda as well. We're supposed to pick two.
Yeah,
messed that up. We know for next time. Pick two agendas. But you had a really easy one where you just got to pass your fucking dark packs.
Yeah,
and you get XP for just passing dark packs, which you could do twice a turn. Well, yeah, twice a turn. So, twice in your turn and then once in my turn. So you can do it 3 times a round.
Yeah.
So you can knock out dark packs, the agenda, in 1 round.
Yeah.
Which is crazy strong. Whereas my agenda was... I picked one that made sense, which was... what was it? It was critical... I'd have to look at the rules. I've got the rules in front of me. Why didn't I just do that? what was it called? It was critical something. Of vital.
Unfortunately, my bag is in the other room, so I can't really grab the book. I'm currently looking at the combat rules.
God damn it! You've let me down, Wikipedia. You've sent me to the wrong page. Because it gave me Crusade rules, but it's not in the Crusade rules. That's just how to play Crusade. It's not giving me the agendas. Well, it was basically whatever. It was basically I had to take it was critical objectives, I think, actually. That's what it was actually called. Critical objectives, I had to hold 2 objectives. That I think... Did you get to pick them?
Yeah, I got to pick 2 objectives. And then whichever one that if you held both of them, you then had to pick one, and then it was 3 units.
3 units get 3 XP for being on that agenda.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your warlord survived an entire round by himself in the fight phase against Death Shroud and a squad of Plague Marines.
Yeah.
On 1 wound at the end, and stopped me from moving out of combat and getting any other units onto that objective. So I literally had 1 squad of Plague Marines gain 3 XP, while you got 3 XP across the board for 3 units.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. So overall, you beat the crap out of me on XP and leveling up your warband. And you've reached first level up on your warlord. Like your warlord's straight. Was it bloodied? Is the first rank?
It's blooded, I believe.
Blooded, yeah. So you're now blooded. So
because I chose him to be marked for greatness.
Yes. Which gives you an extra 3 XP. So Jesus, he's he's a strong boy. Also wiped out my Tallyman, and he wiped out the Plague Moon squad as well.
Yeah.
So he's like pretty much single-handed. Look at you, Warlord absolutely went Warlord mode. So have you chosen what you're going to upgrade yet? What upgrade you're putting on him?
Yeah, so I chose to go with a battle trait, and I chose to one of the Leviathan ones.
Okay.
It's the what was it? Let me just have a look at him. So I know that I wrote it down properly. Natural leader. So each time I take a battle shock or leadership test, I can re-roll that test. And
damn, okay.
And the Dark Pact test is a leadership test. So I'm always going to be using that same agenda, aren't
I? Yeah. So, Jesus Christ. So you're basically guaranteed to pass because you're on a 5 up.
It's a 6 up. I can. If he levels up again, there's another battle trait he can take, which then turns his leadership to a 5 up, and then you go for the lowest one, don't you? Because it's the leader.
Yeah, Christ. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. So you're pretty much guaranteeing the rest of your Dark Packs.
Yeah.
On at least his unit, because he gets
to
reroll on his unit. So that's still pretty good.
There's still a chance that I can take wounds elsewhere.
Yes. Speaking of wounds, your chosen did get they were destroyed, and they rolled a failure on their thing, didn't they?
Yes, they did. So they rolled a failure. The wound that they took was fatigued, which means that they were they had -1 to their objective control, and they could never get a charge bonus.
Does that mean they never have encounters charged?
I don't. Yeah, I think it's they never count as having charged.
Okay,
so they don't get
pretty
that
bad.
bonus. That being said,
does that stop you from does that stop you from fighting first and charge phases?
I assume so. Like, it's anything that comes as a bonus to charge. That being said, I then spent 1 requisition point on rest and recuperate on them, so that it removes that wound.
Okay, you spent a CV. Okay, cool.
So the point has been spent, so they are no longer wounded, but obviously they've still got the -1 to the crusade points. So I'm still on 0 crusade points for my army, I think.
Do you not get +1 for a battle trait?
You get +1 for a battle trait, but then having a scar is a -1, despite the fact that it's no longer there. Oh no, wait, it's still there.
No, because you get rid of you should get rid of the battle trait and then the battle scar and then have a +1. So you should be on 1.
Yeah, I did that, and it for some reason it then didn't save.
Oh, okay.
I've just done it now, and
oh, is it reset? It's done. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it obviously reset.
Yeah, there you go. You got up to crusade points.
Yeah.
So
yeah, now I'm on. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're on because you went up to 6, right? Requisition points.
Yes. So it should be on.
You won a game. Then you've spent 1 on that. Did you spend another one?
So
do you have to spend to upgrade?
No, I didn't have to spend to upgrade because you get a free 1 for leveling up. You can spend to upgrade as well, I think, in some certain cases.
Shit. Okay.
It's it seems like you can because it was doing that, but because
I think it's to make things legendary, doesn't it?
Yeah. There we go. I'm now back to where it's supposed to be. A 5.
Okay.
We still got to sort out Kat's order of battle and add that in her account to administratum, but yeah.
Yeah, do you need another link or are you good?
I have the link, so I should be able to do it if we do it from my phone later.
Yeah, it's cool. And then just it was quite nice. I'll pick up in administratum here on Goonhammer administratum. Has crusade rules and things. I think you have to pay like £5 or something. But it's really nicely set up to track stuff. So if anyone wants to run their own campaign, go through that, and you can add I think you can add 8 people or something, or a bit more. I'm not too sure how many you can add. But yeah, it's pretty good for tracking stuff and all that sort of stuff and writing campaigns and things. And then you can also, I think you can make up your own games. You can set up your own objectives and things, customize your own narrative game and things on here. It's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. So I've been using administratum for the last week now. To set up your own orders of battle, that is completely free. You can set up as many as you want from the looks of things. It's when you run a campaign, but you can still track things on your orders of battle, so you can have a crusade force that you're just going through on your own for free.
Okay, yeah. So you can so only one person, if you're doing a multi-people crusade, only one person has to pay £5 to then get to basically create the crusade. I think you can have 8 crusades going at the same time, and then people can join put their roster, make a roster for free, 1 roster, and they can add that to that crusade. So it's quite cheap, to be fair. It's good at tracking stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I've used it before. It's pretty decent, to be fair. I quite like it.
It's something that I've been looking for a long time because I've always wanted to get into Crusade.
Yeah, Crusade. I feel like Crusades are much more fun than match play.
Yeah,
because it's more. There's more flavor to it than there is. They're not too concerned as much about balancing and fucking all this rules and stuff. So you can make OP things.
Yeah.
You have to work for it, and it is always not guaranteed because you could just the enemy can focus that character. They can die and get battle scarred and have negatives and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good though. It's pretty good. I can't wait for my book to come out.
I will say one thing that I forgot in our game.
What your
My detachment rule.
you did forget your detachment rule.
Yes.
I didn't use mine. Because I did -1 toughness against you, and I
Yeah.
did sticky objectives, but I didn't use my extra contagion.
Yeah.
So it should sort of, because I felt that would be a bit ridiculous on the size map we were using,
Oh yeah.
because it would mean that like every objective had a 9-inch aura of my contagion range, which would basically be the whole map. And
Yeah.
it was just it seemed disgusting. And then I would have picked the -1 armor save, which would mean all of my weapons were like AP3. And I was like, yeah, like that is a bit ridiculously strong for a 500-point close range game.
What I will say is that my um uh trait was that if the weapon that is attacking me is stronger than my um toughness, then I get to -1 from the wound roll.
Yes, is it only in ranged?
It's only in ranged, yes.
Okay, I don't think it made too much of a difference. I didn't do that much damage to you in ranged.
To be fair, you didn't do much damage to me at range, but it might have.
You fired las cannons at me, did nothing. I returned fire, bit off 1 or 2 wounds. I think mostly with the flamer as well, to be quite honest. I think all my melter guns missed. I'm having bad days with melters. And then, yeah, it was we just punched each other.
Yeah, it's only ranged attacks, yeah.
Yeah,
It,
so
it would have only been your Plague Marine squad that didn't have a leader that would have been affected by it.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered on a flamer anyway. Would have been the blight launcher and the melter gun, but I missed with the melter anyway, so it was 1 blight launcher.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe. I don't think it made too much of a difference. And it would have been I would have been on 3s down to 4s, so yeah, maybe. A
It
little
might
bit.
have,
Or
it
it'll
might, might have
make
saved
significant difference. It'll make a significant difference when we run larger armies. It'll make
Yeah.
a massive difference. Because then I'll have more guns going off.
Yeah.
And it's on everything, isn't it?
Anything that isn't a damned unit. And I don't have any damned units.
Damned's just like cultists though, isn't it?
Cultists, yeah.
So it would work on your forge engine, your demon engines.
Yes, they will.
That's okay. That's pretty horrendous. A forge fiend running at me, and I can't wound it on. I can only wound it on a 4-up. Oh god! I have bad nightmares of the versing your old forge fiend at night, let alone fucking at -1 to wound now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any strong weapons.
Well,
Because what's the toughness of a forge fiend? I imagine it's a 10, right?
the toughness is 10, yes, and its fists are 14, and its tendrils are 7. Strength.
Yeah.
And because the tendrils say extra attacks, I actually can use them both, so I get 12 attacks.
So, well, actually, it won't make that much of a difference to me. It will make a difference against Cat. But
Yeah.
because how GW have done Deathguard, and they've weirdly done Deathguard dirty. The irony, where they're like basically, oh, we're gonna change all your plague weapons. It used to be that you just re-rolled ones to the wound roll with plague weapons. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Re-roll ones. They've gone, no, all plague weapons are lethal now. And you're like, okay, that's not too bad. Like 6s are auto wounds, okay. But then to make up for it, they've basically gone, oh, but you can't have anything over strength 10 in your entire army. So there is no. It sounds like a good thing, like you get lethals on plague weapons, but it's basically like saying, hey, just roll 6s, dude. Just roll 6s to kill anything. You're like, that's not an upgrade. That's not in any way good. So yeah, I'm a bit salty about that. Because like I don't get las cannons or anything. Even my, the las cannons on the Plague Burst Crawler.
Yeah.
So they nerfed them down. They're a las cannon, by the way. They've always been a las cannon.
Yeah.
They were just a plague las cannon, and they've nerfed them. So they're actually las cannons are now strength 12.
Yeah.
The entry cannons are now strength 10. So there's don't get an upgrade, and they also cut their range by 12 inches.
Yeah.
For some reason, so they're awful compared to just Space Marine ones. So even if I fired them at your Forge Fiend, I'm still winning on 4s.
Yeah,
and that's my strongest weapon. So it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm on 4s no matter what.
It's more of what I'd be wounding on, because it's like I said, the fists are strength 14.
Oh yeah, you'll be on 2s.
Yeah.
you'll be on against infantry 14. Yeah, you'll be on 2s against everything, even my termies.
Yeah,
which is crazy. That's the same strength as Mortarion, by the way. Mortarion's scythe is 14, but he only gets 5 attacks, which is horrendous.
That's 6 attacks at 14 and then 6 attacks at 7. So
yeah, you get more attacks with your Forge Fiend than Mortarion does with his scythe. Than a fucking 325 point model. Considering like I versed Angron the other day, and oh my lord, that man is terrifying. That model is disgusting. He has his sword is strength 16, by the way.
Yeah.
And he gets 8 attacks, which makes sense because it's, that's khorne's number.
Yeah.
Well, why Mortarion only gets 5 is crazy to me. Mortarion also does flat 4 damage. Angron does d6 plus 2. So he has more attacks.
Maximum of 8.
Yep.
More attacks, more damage.
He has. By the way, he on the charge he gets +1 strength and +1 attack, because that's so he's actually got 9 attacks at strength 17.
Oh god.
He's wounding Mortarion on 3s, and I'm just like, and everything else is pretty much on 2s, doing far more damage. And you just and his aura as well is he gets to reroll all hits, whereas Mortarion's is you get to reroll 1s to wound. It's the old plague weapon thing. They gave him as like the main Primarch aura. And it's like they just gave that back to me as a Primarch aura. You're like, really, my guy?
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Oh, and Angron can also obviously res.
Yeah.
Mortarion was his dead. He's dead.
Yeah. He gets stuck in a rebirthing chamber in Nurgle's garden.
Yeah, basically. I versed literally a World Eats player the other day. He got the charge off, because he can advance and charge turn 1, and he can also give him +2 to movement. So Angron is moving 16 inches off the bat. 16-inch move. Can advance and can also auto-advance 6 with a CP. So he's moving 22 inches automatically, and can still charge.
Yeah.
On turn 1. He charged into my deployment zone, killed a bloke drone, and then proceeded to consolidate into like Plague Marines and everything. I had to spend all of my army shooting him, killed him, and then next turn he rolled 3 6s, and he immediately came back with a deep strike, full wounds, and charged me again instantaneously. It was crazy. And he can do that every turn.
Yeah.
Insane. Oh. But when Perturaba comes back, hopefully he has some cool ass rules.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not holding out hope, but if he does come back and he does have cool ass rule, I hope it's...
Well, he's definitely going to come back at one point.
He's going to come back at one point, but I'm literally not holding out hope for cool ass rules. It's just going to be, +1 to your hit roll or something like that, or reroll ones on
Well, it won't be this edition.
on ranged attacks.
We're going to get the Snaky Spoy Fulgrim this edition.
Yeah, we're getting the sexy snake boy on at the end of the edition,
and we may be getting Lemon Rust back. That's because a loyalist has got to come back as well. So we'll see who that is.
I still think it's going to be Khorne back.
Oh, the Khan, Jagatai Khan. That would be cool as well. I think Jagatai Khan is an absolute badass.
Yeah,
I fucking I actually want to read his book so bad. He actually is probably one of the better Primarchs in general. He sounds like an absolute badass. I fucking love him. There was one time I just read a story recently where one of his original warriors dies from Jagoras, and he goes, the orcs kill him. That's why it's I think it's in the Battle of the Beast, and he goes fucking mental and starts just absolutely warlording the orcs, and then his best mates he's like Jagatai's, I'm a monster. I've look at me lose to this rage. I'm barely a man. He's like, no, you're the most human, dude. I would have been more insulted if you hadn't flown off the handle. I would have been upset if you didn't.
It's like Jagatai Khan goes, aren't you angry? And he's like, I would have been more angry if you accepted that loss.
Yeah. Fucking love him. Oh.
The thing is that with Leaving Russ coming back is that we've had 3 books now that have said that he's not coming back because it's not the wolf time. So for him to be the next one back, it would then basically make those 3 books that I've two of which have come out recently look stupid.
Yeah, it's also GW.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like the organisers of the game do not talk to the lawmakers. I don't think there's any crossover. I don't think there's any crossover between actual working on specific armies. There's no crossover to but this army would absolutely, with its rules, trash this other army. There's no balance in that sort of way, unfortunately, crosstalk.
I mean, if we were lore accurate, the Necrons would never lose. The Necrons shouldn't ever lose because of just the nature of A, their technology, and B, the fact that they just keep coming back from the dead.
Sort of, but they kill each other a lot. They've got that chaos sort of mentality where that no one can be in charge but them, and they just keep beating the shit out. That's the Necrons are quite clearly the Necrons' biggest problem.
Yeah, the Necrons' biggest problem is the fact that Zarek has come back and Imhotep has been like, nuh-uh.
Yeah. Tresem stealing shit stirring in the background by stealing everyone's shit is also fantastic. I fucking love him. Just that being just dicks to each other constantly. You think Immortals would be they've lived how long, since almost the dawn of the universe. You think they'd be a little bit humble, a little bit more wise.
To be fair, they have been asleep for 1 million years.
65 million, yeah. But they're just they're so childlike. They act so much like edgy children. It's fucking, it is hilarious.
I do have to say the best part of the Infinite Divine is the fact that they had a court case that took 100 years to sort out between Trazyn and Oregon.
It took more than that because they technically it took 300 because Oregon had to go back in time 3 times because they kept fucking up the court case and both getting executed. They had to rewind time 3 times.
Yeah.
I love that, and they keep having to switch out. In the end, don't they have to keep switching out judges? He switches out a different judge because he's this one keeps fucking executing us.
Yeah,
because they have to. I believe they both have to agree on who the judge is, and both don't want to give each other an advantage in the discussion, obviously. But the one that they keep settling on that's neutral and doesn't like either of them He keeps fucking executing them because they keep fucking around.
Yeah.
And so eventually I think Oracle's like, fuck it, we'll just take Tresum's one. We'll just take the one he wants. So
Yeah.
at least she won't kill us. So
Anyway.
good. Oh,
Back on topic.
yep.
So obviously, we've done the game. We do have video clips from the game. Kat did take some videos, so we will be showing them up whilst we're talking about them. We also have some photos from the game. The video clips, they're not going to be their own video because we were in a public area, and so we were picking up a lot of the other chatter that was going on.
Yeah, it was quite a busy table time.
Yeah. So I will be stripping the audio out of it, but I'm still going to use it because obviously I don't want to, go to the people that are on the table next to us and say, "Hey, can you be a bit quieter because we're trying to record it?" Because they've got to enjoy their game as well.
Yeah, exactly. So...
It's our fault for not booking the private room, but the private room was already booked. So
yeah, I think Sundays a lot of people was like D&D day, so
yeah,
they book up private rooms.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. Like, arguably, we could have gone earlier because the private room was available in the morning, but then that would have meant waking up early in the morning on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's fair. We can book it another day during the week or something.
Yeah.
So a lot more free now. So you can hit me up whenever you've got a free day, and we can decide then.
Yeah, exactly.
So it should be good. We should have a couple more games going forward.
Yeah.
And we.
Oh.
That's the trouble with talking over microphones. No, you carry on. You go first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how we also should get some photos of all of our painted models and put them up so that people can see how far we've gotten with building and painting our forces.
Well, I took photos of the ones you used the other day.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the rest of your army, so I haven't done.
Yes, I think I've got fully painted. Oh, I've got to do Plague Marines. That's the thing I've got left.
Yeah.
I haven't got full squads of Plague Marines painted, so that's.
Yeah.
I think it's the only thing left my force to do.
Yeah, I just have to do the hazard stripes on all of my guys.
Yeah.
Along with like all the little details like plasma gun coils and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I've got Flight drones painted. My haulers painted. My Death Shroud squad painted. My 5-man Terminator's painted. I've got one squad reasonably squared away Plague Marines, but I've got to do another 2 squads, so I've got to do 14 Marines basically.
Yeah.
Tallyman and Sorcerer are painted, so yeah, it's just 14 Marines. It takes so long though. Oh.
Yeah.
So many tentacles.
I've got 16 models that I need to do hazard stripes on.
Okay.
Which are all in infantry.
Mm.
Because I've got to do the Chosen squad and the Havoc squad that I used, and my Warlord, and I've got to do the Legionary squad that's going to go with my Master of Possessions as well.
Okay. Are you doing hazards just across the shoulder pad or against the Chosen shields as well?
So with the Chosen, it's going to be on the shields.
Okay.
I might do it on the shoulder pads as well. And then for the Havocs and the Legionaries, I'm going to pick like one panel that's going to have the hazard strikes on it. So like maybe the left shin for the Legionaries and the right shin for the Havocs or something like that.
Okay.
So it's uniform against the squad, so you can sort of like see a squad and say that's that one, without necessarily having to, I mean, all of my squads look very unique from each other anyway, because my Legionaries look like Legionaries, my Havocs have heavy weapons, no one else has heavy weapons, and my Chosen have shields.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. I've got my Plague Marines are not going to look very different, unfortunately.
No,
But hey,
I mean, to be fair, with Plague Marines, they are going to look, well, I'd say they are going to look fairly similar. They should all look very different because they were all different, all got very different diseases. But there's only so many scopes that GW can make.
yeah, they'll each be painted uniquely at least, but
Yeah.
not divided by squad paint job.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're after. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of models to get through. We'll see how I design them. I might maybe I'll mark them separately or somehow or something. Because I've had to do on Administratum, I've had to do to make sure I'm giving the right XP to stuff.
Yeah.
I've had to name the different squads so I know which squad's which.
Yeah.
Like
I've gone through and named all of my stuff.
Oh, have you? Okay, I've only
Yes.
named the Plague Marine so far. Obviously the Taliban I've named, but
I've actually named everything.
oh, okay. I have to go through.
Although, to be fair, one of them is just it's Romex's, and then because the unit name is right next to it, it's like Romex's Chaos Rider.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But then,
I've had to do I've put one as the Count Bound, which is obviously going to be hooked up with the Taliban constantly.
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
then I've got things like the Chosen. I've called Romex's Shield Bearers.
Okay. It's all about Romex in this.
No, because the Havocs are called Grau's Wall Breakers.
Oh, okay.
And the Legionaries are Dralax's Thralls.
Okay. He's a very humble man by the sounds of it.
What, Dralax?
Yeah. And you shall be named after me, and you shall be named after me. See, I've got ones that are like so. The Count Bound are obviously obsessed with numbers and things. That's why they're Taliban. Yeah. Then I've got the Father's Blessed Few. Blessed Few, which what's this? I did have a description. Oh, so they're the most heavily physically mutated by the gifts of Nurgle. So they're the most monstrous looking, like extra tentacles, extra mouths and things. Obviously can't do that on the models, but they are most physically abhorrent. With a lot of mutations, and then I've gone out of the unit selection, and then I've got the Thrice Blessed, which are they part of the squad? They're part of the.
I believe they're the ones. They're the ones that have got the XP.
Yes.
So
they were the ones that survived on the objective.
Yeah.
The Thrice Blessed, and they carry they're basically blessed numbers of Nurgle are 3 and 7.
Yeah.
He has 2. So they are all blessed 3 times with 3 different contagions each, basically.
Nice.
So very thematic in their eyes. I might also go over if I do the Count Bound. Actually, I might go over them with different tallies and numbers and runes and things.
Yeah,
that might be quite cool. That would be fucking difficult to do, but hey ho.
A recommendation I can give you, because I learned this from one of my colleagues at work when I bought them a mini and then they built it. I'm going to use the word painted, but I'm going to explain to you why this idea is so good and yet it's also not actually painting. They used Sharpies to color it in.
Oh, okay.
So if you can get some of the fine tip Sharpies, maybe get a black one for doing all the tally marks.
Well, I wanted it to be the sort of brassy color.
Oh, brass.
Yeah. So it's the same as their shoulder pads because I use so I know a lot of people use Retributor armor for their Plague Marines. I use Brass Scorpion.
Yeah.
To get a proper brass feel, and then I'd go over it in Seraphim shader to give it that sort of worn down, sort of dull brass. So try and do a little bit of that. I'm going to need a very fine tip brush.
I use a different color for my brass, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me just look it up because I know that it's somewhere, but I can't remember what color it is off the top of my head. And
is it a darker one?
It's a darker gold.
Oh, darker gold. Okay.
Which I then use as a. No.
See, then I've got so I use, because I personally prefer Strachan green rather than Deathguard green.
Yeah.
Gives it a little bit of a lighter color to it. And then I use so for a lighter bronze I've got Brass Scorpion, and then for the darker bronze, like especially my drones, I use Warplock bronze, which is a really dark sort of bronze.
Yeah. I think it's Balthasar gold I use.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Which it's considered a gold, but it looks more like the bronzes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I use for all of my like trimming on my Iron Warriors. I know that, like you said, a lot of people use Retributor armor for crib on, well, Chaos Space Marines in general.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just even Marines, like Retributor armor's on just standard Space Marines as well.
Yeah. I will say Retributor armor is a very good color, but when you've got like a certain theme in mind, sometimes it can be a bit too gold.
I think it's I think it's a bit too gold, a bit too bright, even with the Seraphim. So I like to darken it down a bit with bronze rather than with Brass Scorpion rather than I feel a little more chaosy. Let the Imperium have all their light colors.
Yeah.
I'll start. I'm a bit lighter than Deathguard, a bit shade lighter, but then I do dirty it quite a bit with Agrax Earthshade. So it does go to that sort of more. I don't know. I just like it as a color. I do start off with so I'll base the model in Deathguard, and then I'll go over it in Strachan, do a second base. So I do quite like that.
My models are primed in Lead Belcher, and then I water down some Black Legion contrast paint.
Oh, okay.
If you water it down with water, it then gives it this sort of like streaky sort of look to it, finish. Which, for most cases, is a bad idea. But when you're going for making grimy armor, is actually really good.
Yeah, I do have Black Legion actually. I used it for when I coloured in because I contrasted my Plague Bearers, because I think contrast works really well with demons.
Yeah.
And I did it for their like rotten swords. I just made them all like this, just black filth sword, like pure black filth.
Yeah.
But I didn't water it down. I just put a solid coat on it. But yeah, it looks like, if you do it solidly, it looks sort of like a rotten black, I find.
Yeah. I find that if you are going to use contrast paints, if you want to reduce the amount of pigment but not change the color of it, water is not the right option. Games Workshop have started making a medium paint, so you can just use that instead for contrast paints. I think it's called Lamia Medium.
Okay, I've got medium. I don't think it's that one. I've got the other medium.
I can always find out.
I'll have to start learning. I need to start basing mine as well, because I've got some swamp. Was it AK? I think I got AK Swamp Water the other day, which I need to put on bases. And also got some mud and some what are they, like little bushes and things, like marsh reeds and things to put on them.
Yeah,
but I've been told the AK paint, they're like, okay, it's like it sets like a gelatine like gel, but you do not want to touch it. because if you touch it while it's settling, you'll just put big thumbprints in there.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time to actually settle. So like just put it on there and then just fucking leave it. Go somewhere else.
I'm thinking of getting myself some PVA glue because I've got a box of just straight up bits of slate from
okay.
Because back when I was living with my parents, when we did our garden, we put down slate tiles for a patio instead of having the decking we had at the back.
Okay.
I was the one that was cutting up the tiles, and any offcuts I was allowed to smash up and use
as basing material.
So
okay.
At some point when I do get around to basing, I will be putting slate down.
So instead of plastic rocks, you're going to have big old slate pieces.
Instead of plastic rocks, it's going to be real rocks that might actually cut people.
Chaos, baby! Those people are going to be you, right, when you handle your own models.
No, exactly. I'm not going to warn anyone about the sharp edges as well. So if anybody goes and tries to grab my models and they get cut, it'll be like, well, shouldn't have grabbed my model, then should you?
It adds to the legacy of the model.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's when everyone's like, what's that red on it? It's my enemy's blood. I'm not even joking.
You know what they say, blood for the blood god.
Chaos, baby.
Yeah.
Get that chaos sauce.
That does remind me on Reddit. Someone was saying about how that you need to make blood sacrifices if you're playing chaos or you play world eaters. I left a comment saying if you don't have a ready supply of blood, water and red food diet would suffice. And then someone said, someone quoted my bit of if you don't have a ready supply of blood, and they said, you have your opponent right across the table from you.
I love the World Eaters memes. There's that story meme of the World Eaters going to a tournament and him like fucking shadow boxing like constantly. He's just doing press ups and fucking shadow boxing, and his opponent called the ref over, was like, "Yeah, this guy's distracting me when he's playing," and the ref's like, "I it's nothing in the rules to say he can't shadow box. Like, you're just gonna have to deal with it."
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, World Eaters. I'd find it fucking hilarious if that came to my table.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
I have just looked it up, and there are two different mediums. There's the contrast medium and the Lamian medium.
Oh, okay.
So you might have the contrast medium.
I have to have a look. It's right here, isn't it? It's sat right next to me. Oh no, it's not the right one at all. Okay, I've got Ardcoat. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of.
Ardcoat, yeah. That's a. It's not really a medium.
No, yeah, it's a different thing. I thought it was medium. Never mind.
It's a gloss finish. That is.
Yes.
It makes your stuff glossy.
Yeah, which is, I think that was the way back in the day to make slime pools and things. But I think I'm just going to leave that, and instead of doing that, I'm going to do just stick with the AK slime terrain.
Yeah.
Do that instead of swamp water. Just
so that we're not advertising one thing and then not the other thing. If you want to get a matte finish and you want to buy Citadel paints, then get Storm Shield.
Yeah, do whatever you want. We're not advertising. GW has enough money. Like, fuck I've got enough of my money. I've heard AK's really good. I've heard a lot of other things. So shop them out. See what's best for you.
I've heard Vallejo's quite good, so I might be getting some Vallejo stuff. But I still have a massive box. Well, it's not really a massive box, but I've got a full box worth of paints that I still need to actually get through before I need to start worrying about that. Although I don't know whether we've got the right colours for what Cat wants to do, so we might have to go out and buy more paints.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Because Cat wants to do a ready purple. The box is right there.
Okay.
Let me look for it. I mean, we've still got to build 3 more models for Cat. and then Prime 8. No, 11. We'll have to Prime 11 at that point.
Are they all infantry? Or are they some bigger stuff?
So it's a 5 in curses. I think that's the right one. They're the other option for infiltrators.
Okay.
Then she's got 3 aggressors, and she's in the process of building 3 Blade Guard veterans.
Oh, okay, Blade Guard vets are really good.
And I'm just going to say, who's got the sword being cleaned with a rag is the best option. I'll request the cat builds it that way.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Yeah,
you've seen that model, haven't you?
Yes, I have seen that model. It is really good. Clean my sword, peasant. Yeah, it's great. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Did you want to go through? Because I don't have Crusade rules because I'm just an index boy. I'm a poor index boy that doesn't get anything.
Poor index boy.
Poor index boy. Oh, maybe in the next 6 months.
Maybe, hopefully in the next 6 months.
Well, the next one coming out is Agents that we were discussing before this. But no one knows what's in it, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, they haven't updated their what's going forward from that.
We know that the Inquisition, the all of the Imperium kill teams that aren't parts of actual factions, and the Assassins are going to be in there, but we don't know if Death Watch and Grey Knights are going to be in there or not. I can see why they would be, and I can see why people are upset if they would be.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not going to release a whole codex just for agents.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Just for Inquisitors and stuff. They're gonna be in it, I think.
If it was going to be just Inquisitors and that, they would have done the same thing as they've done the last few editions, where it's been a free PDF. This is something that you're going to have to buy. So it's going to have more than just... But again, it is also all of the kill teams that are Imperium based that aren't, you know... There are quite a few of them now.
Yeah, exactly. So there's quite a few, but I don't know if they necessarily need their own codex.
Yeah, again... Unless they have gotten some poor writer from Black Library to write an entire book worth of lore for those factions.
Yeah, they're gonna have to write a page of lore for each like each kill team, and I'm like, dude, they didn't even write that much lore in the new books for the actual factions.
Well, yeah, a lot of these books, it's pretty much copy and pasted lore from 9th edition.
Which I'm so annoyed
which was copy and pasted from 8th edition.
Furious. Yeah, no real new artwork or anything like that. It just seems so lazy, especially when half the book is rules that are going to be updated and out of date within like 3 months.
There's certain books where they were updated.
They were out of date before they were released.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Mechanicus. They've literally got their rules first, and they've had to basically just bin their codex and look at the update because everything's changed. They've buffed everything. They've changed everything in it. So, pointless.
So, all those people who have gone out and bought the Mechanicus Codex, you might as well have just thrown that money in the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, there's some units that haven't changed, but the majority of the big war engines, like Orange June Crawlers and stuff, they've all, their profiles are pretty much all changed.
Basically, the only reason you would buy the book is to get the code, so that you can
unlock it on the app. Yeah,
to unlock it on the app, so that then it's always up to date on the app. At least it's supposed to always be up to date with the app. Luckily, this new one has been up to date, like quite quickly after any updates.
Yeah, they've been quite good at that. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
if they weren't, then I would, or everyone would be fuming though.
Yeah. I mean, the last app was quite slow to update. So
yeah, that's because it was being done by people in their own time for free, basically.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
No, that's Battlescribe you're talking about. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
last official one.
Oh, yeah, that was actually that was so bad that I didn't bother. God, Battlescribe. Okay, yeah, no, that was just awful. I don't know what they were doing.
Battlescribe, you can understand why that one was slow to update because it's all done, like you said, by people, volunteers. But yeah, the official one, like if you were paying for Warhammer Plus and you were actually trying to use that, you'd be very angry, probably be, wanting a refund for Warhammer Plus, basically, because you weren't getting anything else out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So
as a person who's got a Warhammer Plus subscription.
I do as well, my guy. I do as well. To be fair, their animations aren't too bad.
Yeah, but I've watched them all now.
Yeah, then they're just not updated that much. There's not like enough coming out constantly that piques my interest. Having Vault is okay, but
the only other good thing about it is the Vault and having access to all the old books. But even then, that's only the lore bits.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like, if I wanted to, look up the old, like 7th edition rules, I'd still have to either buy the actual book or go onto Battlescribe and look for Warhammer 40K 7th edition or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's meh. It's all right. I wish they just had a few more shows. They've got some good ones. I did like the Iron Warriors one, was quite good.
That was quite good, yeah.
But again, it was quite short. I guess I know it's an animation and everything, but I haven't watched was it Exodite either? The Tau one? Is it Tau one that did it?
Yes, it is Tau. I
won't
spoil it because we watched it.
Yeah. Yes. I haven't watched that one yet. And then there's the Blood Angels one.
Yeah, that one's really good as well.
Yeah, they're good. They're just. Oh, and the Prior Nexus one, actually. The Prior Nexus one was actually fire.
Oh, yeah. That.
Prior Nexus was fire.
Hammer and Bolter is actually quite good.
I've watched a couple of episodes. Some of the episodes I feel a hit or miss.
Yeah, the earlier episodes are definitely a lot worse than the later ones. But
yeah,
if you haven't watched it yet, watch the Trazen one.
Oh, I think I've only
on season. You get to the end of it, but it is the Trazen one.
I think I've only seen season 1 so far. I want to say I don't even think I've seen all of season 1. But yeah, it does. Some of it later on does look good. I can't even remember what's the last one we watched.
Well, there's also the Lucius the Eternal one, which is brilliant as well.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I haven't watched that episode yet, so there's quite a few for me to catch up on. To be fair, but we've gone on a tangent.
Yeah, we've gone on a tangent.
So
I was literally about to go into the thing that you were talking about, and then I was complaining about Warhammer Plus.
Do we want to discuss? Since I don't have an index, I've only got an index rather. I don't have a codex, so I'm just using the core rules for Crusade.
Yeah,
I don't get any special bonus stuff. But hey, that's how it is. Do you want to go over your Chaos Space Marine stuff? How they play in a Crusade?
Yes, I will.
That sort of stuff.
I did have the wrong book open because I had the Space Marine one open.
Oh, we can do Space Marine first if you want to do that one.
Don't worry, I can get to the Crusade stuff quite quickly in the Chaos book. I'm literally there already.
I think Space Marines are. We'll discuss a bit more in a minute, but I think they're pretty straightforward. The Space Marines.
There's a lot you have to remember when you're doing the games for Space Marines. Chaos Space Marines, not so much. So,
Oh, yeah, I thought it was
Uh,
just this
from the looks of things, Chaos Space Marines is more both pre and post game. Whereas,
not in the match itself. Yeah.
Like in the match itself, I mean, one of the agendas you can pick in this book is a bit annoying, I would say. But the others
What's this
are.
for? This is for Chaos.
This is for Chaos, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the others you can pick are very straightforward, and like, the one that I picked was for our game was brilliant. There's another one.
Rituals.
Yeah.
Blasphemous Rituals though is going to be an auto pick.
Yeah.
Because you can just do it instantly.
The other one that I would pick would be Path to Glory. Because your Warband champion gains 1 XP for doing each of the following, and if you get 3 or more, then you get a personal glory. And there's 4 options.
Oh shit! Okay.
So,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, and plus it does seem like your warband is centered around the warlord, where your warlord like, now this is my fucking warband. I'm the top dog. I'm the big boy in the chair. Yeah. No one else matters but me.
I do have access to another 3 agendas, but only if I'm favored in the relevant categories because.
Oh, I see. That's
my agendas are tied to my special gimmick, which is the Chaos Favor thing. Which just so everyone knows, I don't know whether I will make it available for everyone, but I probably should. But I have made a fillable PDF for the favor tracker. So
just so you can keep score quite easily.
Yeah, rather than either taking a pencil to my book or printing off a PDF and then having to track it on a piece of paper, because I like to try and keep myself as paper free as possible when I'm not like just using it to take notes.
Yeah.
So I do think that maybe GW should have maybe made this themselves, but it is what it is.
That would keep them thinking. That would, they'd have to think outside the box for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that expects them to go a little bit further. I don't think they're at that stage.
No, exactly.
They're definitely. I think they're more regressing, which is a shame. They're getting more corporatized. Than they have been in the past, which isn't like. As much as I, sometimes I've got GW, that is just unfortunately the way of things. Especially with public traded companies. With public traded companies, it's just how it goes, unfortunately.
You can't really blame them for doing things that make them more money, or at least makes them spend less money.
Yeah, the game, you see it with every game system, like video games, whatever.
Yeah.
Things get bigger, take more money, and thus take more interest from those that aren't necessarily interested in the game or the product themselves. They're interested in how much financial benefit it can make to them. So, which is just, it's not like a bad thing. It's just capitalism in a nutshell. So it's sort of how it's going, unfortunately. It's just, that's how it is. But you'll get that with everything, unfortunately. Something gets popular, then it gets taken over, blah, blah, blah. You'll probably find where the original dudes that all made it will go off, and that's not just Warhammer, everything goes off and does something else, and then that, it's special because those guys made it special rather than the corporation they leave behind. So, meh. But this happens with so much stuff. I mean...
Yeah.
Look at the original WoW and stuff like that, and all the guys left.
Yeah,
their own thing.
Did they leave because Blizzard was taking over, or did they leave because Blizzard was a pretty shit company to work for?
I think a bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, I think they left long before Blizzard started going downhill.
Yeah.
But they're not the only ones. Other companies as well.
No, exactly.
So, I mean, look at Bungie.
Oh yeah.
I don't particularly. I mean, I haven't played Destiny, so maybe it's all right. A lot of people seem to jump on it. But if you look at that compared to like 343,
I mean, so Bungie, Destiny 1, I played that game, and it was one of those games where if I'd known ahead of time what it was going to be, I probably wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah.
Because they this is a tangent, but they were advertising it as having like this amazing story, and then when you're playing the game, it was, oh, we didn't have time to tell you the story. It's like, I'm fucking playing the game to fucking learn the story.
Yeah, it was a bit. I only played the demo, but yeah, I didn't. I was a bit like, okay.
You were able to get these collectibles so that you could read the story on a website.
Okay,
you had to leave the game, go to your computer, boot up the Bungie website, log into your account that's linked to your Destiny profile, and then you could read the story from your collectibles.
Okay, that's horrendous. Okay, I didn't know it was like
that. They have fixed it in Destiny 2.
Okay.
But both
yeah,
the fact
that's terrible.
The game actually has a story that you actually play in the game and learn in the game, and also the collectibles and all the weapons and that have story attached to them. You can read that in the game as well.
Oh god, that's horrendous. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did they design it like that? Okay.
They were
all right. It's one of the things that I never got into with World of Warcraft as well, because I joined later. I think Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
When I started playing, and the trouble with that is the story's not coherent because it jumps around from timelines. Like different areas have different timelines and things. So I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And then you'd go into instances like the dungeons and stuff, which aren't separate. Like if you go to the Star Wars one, the instances there are sort of like they're on a timeline, but they're sort of separate missions from the main stories anyway. So they don't matter in the consequence of like the main story going on. They're just separate things that happen at the same time within the narrative.
Yeah.
So because they're separate missions away from the core story of what's going on in the landscape, they just add a bit to it. It's sort of fine. It doesn't matter if they're a bit disjointed because they're their own separate side quest sort of thing. There's not like that in WoW. I found like the level 20 dungeon. One of the instances, you're fighting a bunch of undead people, which is weird because I was Horde and undead are friends. What the fuck's going on here? We're talking about an event or something that's happened, and these guys are traitors for doing the event. So, and this is at level 20. You get to I can't remember what it is. There's like the fucking ice place at the top with the fucking Witch King or whatever he's called. But it's the instance that happens is at the gate there, where these undead betray everybody at the gate there. That doesn't happen until like level 80.
Yeah.
So why am I doing this level 20 dungeon of a story that happens after I'm level 80? You know, it's so disjointed timeline wise. I was like, why would you make that decision?
Yeah.
That's just what confused the shit out of me. I couldn't get a grasp of what the fuck was going on, and I wasn't going into a fucking 300-hour lore video. Like, I already played 40k, dude. I already had enough of that. So, it was. I sort of gave up on that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I couldn't get into it. But anyway, tangent over.
Tangent over. Let's get into the Chaos.
Chaos Crusade rules. The Chaos Crusade rules. Basically, so obviously you make up your warband. You give it an epic character, your warlord, whatever you want to do. You make your personal 1,000 point army.
Yeah.
And then you want to start off by basically describing the glory mechanic.
So the glory mechanic, yes. When you form your Chaos Warband, you have to select one of your character models that doesn't include epic heroes. If you've got any actually named characters, like Abaddon or Huron, they cannot be your Warband champion.
And let's just go with it, guys. Don't bother bringing named characters into fucking
Crusade. Yeah,
a Crusade. Just leave them where they are and have your own narrative. Because when I've played in a previous Crusade where it was like 20 guys, you get people that then begin to start meta chasing. And they're bringing like the fucking Nightbringer. I had a guy that brought the Nightbringer and another Catan shard into Crusade and was just running them. And everyone else was playing narrative, and it just got to be a fucking mess because they're so powerful compared to everyone else. Don't bother running. I'm not going to run, for instance, Typhus in this at all. He's absolutely incredible and an auto pick. Not going to run him because it makes no narrative sense, and he's too good.
It's also the case of he will never change as well.
Yeah, you don't get to have the whole mechanic with a named character, so it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, they can earn experience, but all that's going to do is they're just going to take up experience that could be being given to other units that can actually get upgraded.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no point. The point of Crusade is to make your own narrative and evolve your warband over time and have fun with it and see what happens. Like whether they're disgraced or if they do well in battle, or if they accidentally roll too low on the chaos table, get turned into a fucking spawn. That stuff happens. That's what's funny. That's what's great.
I mean,
don't bring no characters.
It no longer on a 1 do you turn into a spawn, but if you roll the same boon twice, you will become a spawn. Yeah.
Yes. Prince Hood is getting to become a demon prince is tricky. It's not, which it is good because it should be like that. How many spawns are there compared to fucking demon princes in the 40k universe? There's quite a bit.
It's not just the 40k universe. The Age of Sigmar and the Fantasy Battles universes as well have. There's plenty of evidence why you probably shouldn't be trying to get favor from the gods.
Yeah, it could go very wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, so don't run them characters, but carry on. You select a character.
So you select a character, they become your warband champion. In addition to gaining experience points, they will also gain chaos points, which you have to keep track of on their Crusade card. So I have added a chaos points tracker on there. The thing is that chaos points pretty much get spent as soon as you get them anyway. So,
yes.
But yeah, so when your warband champion gains a chaos point, they can be spent to increase the glory of your chaos warband across 3 different glory categories: personal, dark god, and warfleet glory. So personal glory is your champion's personal achievements.
Which I assume you're going to be spamming.
I am thinking of doing that, yeah. Or what it gives you, personal glory being favoured is very much a good thing. Whereas being forsaken in personal glory is quite... Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad, but it's not good.
Okay.
Because basically, when you're favoured in the glory categories, you get -1 RP for 2 requisitions for each one. So for personal glory, it's Renowned Heroes and Ascension to Demonhood are the 2 requisitions that you can get for 1 point cheaper. But if
so you get some requisitions for cheaper.
Yeah, but I also, after each battle, in the update Crusade card step, if my warband champion destroyed 1 or more enemy units during that battle, I roll a d6, and on a 6, I get an extra battle honor,
which is pretty good. And you get to change the leadership of that model to a 5-up.
Yes,
so then you'll be passing on 5-ups for your dark packs.
Yeah. Admittedly,
pretty damn good.
I can only get a maximum of 3 battle honors doing that.
Yeah, but it's basically 3 easy ones instead of having to level up.
Yeah, but it also means that if I'm favoured on personal glory, I then only have to spend 1 requisition requisition point to turn them into a demon prince.
Yeah, which is pretty good. You
Yeah.
want the demon prince.
When it comes to gaining chaos points, it's based on whether you win, draw, or lose. So when you win,
so you gain far more for winning because you get D3 plus 3. A draw is flat 3, and then a loss is D3.
So I got 2 from our last game.
Yep.
Luckily, I also got 1 from the Dark God's Glory for doing my agenda. So I spent the 2 points on the other 2 to keep them at level 4, because at every at the update
end of each battle.
At the end of each battle, you lose 1.
Yeah, so from every table as well, isn't it?
Yes, from all 3.
So you basically lose 3 chaos points on the table. And each table is from 1 to 8 as well for those at home.
Yes.
So you start off mid-table, and then after the first battle, everything drops to 3, and you have to spend to get back up.
Yeah.
Luckily, he got 3, so he's all the tables are back up to 4s. And if you drop to 2, you get Forsaken on those tables, which is bad stuff happens. The Dark Gods do not favor you, and you have to work extra hard. They basically punish you for your failure. But the opposite is true. If you get high up on the table, hey, you're doing good. You're sacrificing enough. You're doing great stuff, and then you'll get boons.
The punishments, however, are not all necessarily bad. So, for example, with the personal glory one, renowned heroes and Ascension to Demonhood is now 1 requisition point more expensive, and the other one, which is circling rivals, after losing a battle, I have to roll a d6, and on a 1, a rival declares a challenge, which basically means that one of my other characters,
not too bad, yeah.
One of my other characters will fight my warband champion. So I roll a d6 for both characters, and whoever gets the highest roll gains 3 experience, and whoever gets the lowest roll gets a wound. Well, a scar.
Yeah, gets an out of action test, so means he'll have to roll a scar. Yeah,
because it's treated as having failed it, so it's rolling a scar.
Yeah.
But like the Warfleet one, for that one, going down to the bottom, in my update order of battle, I roll 1d6. On a 1, I reduce my requisition points by d3, and on a 6, I gain 1 requisition point.
Yeah, so there's a possibility of a good thing happening.
Yeah. Same with like the Dark God's Glory. With the punishment is during each battle, each time a unit from your Crusade army makes a Dark Pact, subtract 1 from the resulting leadership test. And if a unit from my Crusade army destroys 1 or more enemy units in a phase in which it made a Dark Pact, that unit gains 1 experience.
Oh, that's not capped either.
No, that's not capped.
Oh, that's horrendous. That's actually... Okay. That's not bad, because then you're just rolling on 7s.
Yeah.
So you've got 50-50 chance of failing a Dark Pact. But then... Because even if you fail the Dark Pact, right, you still get the result. You just take D3 wounds.
Yeah.
So... but then all you've got to do is kill a unit to get an XP. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Even for failure, yeah. Okay.
I mean,
and Dark Pacts as well. You always choose to make a Dark Pact, so you don't even have to. You don't have to make a Dark Pact if you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's not bad.
We'll go on to the agendas, because there are 6. There's 3 agendas that you can pick whenever, and then there's 3 that are linked to being favoured in the glory.
Yes.
So the 3 that you can pick at any point. One is called Claim and Despoil. So after we finish deploying, the opponent must set up 3 objective markers anywhere on the battlefield. These must be set up more than 9 inches away from each other, more than 6 inches away from all battlefield edges, and not within their deployment zone. And each of these objective markers represents a prize. At the start of my shooting phase, if I've got a infantry or mounted unit from my army that's not battle shocked, and it's within range of one of these prize markers, this is there must be no enemy units excluding aircraft. Not that that's going to be a thing, because I'm the only person bringing aircraft to this. Within range of the objective marker. At the start of my next command phase, if they are still free of that objective marker, that unit now holds that prize rather than it being on the floor. It just says that you can select a unit. It doesn't say that it stops them from shooting, but I assume that that's them doing a action on it.
It doesn't say you have to do an action, so no.
No.
You can you just have to be eligible. Well, at the start of the shooting phase, you can still. Well, it's a bit weirdly worded.
Yeah.
Because it says at the start of the shooting phase, you can select one from your Crusade army, not battle shocked and eligible to shoot. To be eligible to shoot, you have to have not shot.
Yeah.
But it's at the start of the phase you pick that, so it doesn't say you have to not shoot through that phase.
Yeah. It's weirdly worded.
Yeah.
The main issue with this agenda, though, is that then you have to then take that unit and put it back into your deployment zone. At the end of the battle, if that unit is not destroyed, it gains 3 XP, and if one or more units from your Crusade army that are holding a warband prize are wholly within your deployment zone, increase your war fleet glory by 1.
You know what? I would rule it that you can shoot. It doesn't say that you can't. It doesn't say that you have to take action. And you just have to be eligible to shoot when you select at the start of the shooting phase, which you would be, because you're doing this first thing. So everything's eligible to shoot, so I don't even know why you would include that.
Yeah.
I assume they mean... Well, when does it... Oh, let's start with next. Oh, okay, so you're holding it till the command phase. Okay, so I think it has to be eligible to shoot all the way through to the next command phase. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to shoot with it. I think that's what they're trying to go for. You're basically... The idea is that they're looting the objective.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I think that you have to select them not to shoot until the end. So they have to hold it for a round without... You are basically doing an action.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just say you're doing an action, but and it's eligible to shoot, which that's such a weird way of wording it.
Yeah,
because everything's eligible to shoot at the beginning of the shooting phase. Because even if you're, say if you sent in a Mauler Fiend, right, doesn't have guns on it, it's still eligible to shoot, even if it doesn't have guns.
Yeah, because it has the option for guns on its profile.
Yeah, but even if it was a full melee unit,
which like it might have, it'd still be eligible.
It'd still be eligible to shoot. So I don't know why it's worded like that. They might as well just said do an action.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I think you have to be basically just looting it till the end of your command phase. So do an action for a turn.
Yeah.
But it's getting up there. That's the difficult thing.
Yeah. Then there's Blasphemous Ritual, which is the one that I used, which is start of the battle, pick up to 3 Heretic Astartes units from your Crusade army. Each time one of those units makes a Dark Pact, if the resulting leadership test is passed, that unit gains 1 experience to a maximum of 3. If all the selected units gain 3 experience during the battle as a result of this agenda, increase your Dark God glory by 1.
Okay, that's going to be an auto pick. You can easily do that.
You can easily do that. You can easily get it so that you get Dark God glory all the time, so you don't have to worry about losing Dark God glory.
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty good. So the only thing that we didn't do at the right with that when you picked it was you need to pick those infantry models that can get this one at the beginning of the battle. So you need to pick them at the beginning.
I believe I did, because I said it was both units.
Oh, did you? Okay, because we were. I think it's because of we weren't sure if leaders get it as well. So there was the whole thing we have to pick. So you have to pick between if the leader gets it, or the unit gets it. So you unfortunately have to make that distinction at the beginning. Next time, and have to pick who it's going on preemptively, but which is a bit weird because the unit makes a Dark Pact. So
the whole unit makes
a pact. You'll be using its leadership if it's got a better leadership. It's very weird, but you basically get to choose.
Yeah.
But it's still an auto include because you're going to be Dark Pacting for sustains and lethals all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because why wouldn't you?
And then the last one on this list is Path to Glory. So at the end of the battle, your Warband champion gains 1 XP for the following. So if they've destroyed 1 or more enemy character models, or if that model has destroyed the enemy warlord model, or that model destroyed 3 more enemy units, or that model ended the battle wholly within your opponent's zone. And if you gain 3 XP doing that, you also get personal glory.
Yeah, so I mean, your warlord's pretty beasty, so I mean that's a good one to choose anyway for you because it sounds like thematically as well. Your guy is narcissistic as fuck. Everything, all the units are named after him. It's like.
I mean, there's only 2 units named after him, but
one of it's called his thralls. It's his guard and his thralls.
That's Drillax. Drillax is thralls. Drillax is the master of possessions.
Oh, he's a different guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's a different guy. It's Romex who's the Warband champion. He's the one that's got. He's got his own whip and his shield bearers.
Oh yeah, but he's still got his shield bearers, and he's got the Romex's rhinos named after him. He's got his own rhino.
Yeah. He's
got his own shield bearers. They're very. Your character's very narcissistic. These are my chosen. This is my fucking rhino, bitch. And then you've got Drethax, who's the master of possessions. Well, these are my thralls.
Yeah.
And you've just got the warp smith chilling like, these guys are assholes.
These guys break walls and they're with me, so I guess they're mine.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Okay. All right, it's all about Romex.
Yeah. We've got the glory agendas. So obviously, if you are favoured in one of these selections, you can pick these ones. So Warlord's Glory, you can only select this agenda if your warband is favoured in the personal glory category. This agenda is completed if your warband champion model achieves 2 or more of the following. So it destroys 12 or more infantry models, destroys 2 or more character models, ends the battle in control of an objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone. It just says that the agenda is achieved. It's completed. It doesn't say what you get for completing it. Let me just check.
Oh, that's really... no, so it's in the glory agendas, isn't it?
Okay, at the top here. You can select the following glory agendas while your warband is favoured.
So your warband champion gets 5 XP.
One of these, the champion gets 5 XP. Demon weapon. And gains eligible to gain a demon weapon. If you select one of these agendas and fail to complete it after the battle, you subtract 3 from that associated glories category.
Oh, so if you fail it, you -3 from the table. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
But you can. That's a way to get a demon weapon as well. 5 XP demon weapon.
Yeah.
Demon weapons are also pretty strong.
They are indeed.
So
they also give you the relevant keyword to go with their patron god.
God. Yeah. Was there a? Let me scroll down. Is there? Oh, is it on here? Nope. Cool. It's not on there. I'd have to. Where the fuck is?
There's a khorne one, a tzeentch one, a nurgle one, and a slaanesh one. There is not a undivided one.
No. Okay, that's what I was gonna look at. If there was an undivided.
However much I would want an undivided one, because there used to be 5 demon weapons in 9th edition, and one was undivided, but they've obviously got rid of that, because if you're doing a crusade, you're probably going to end up picking a god anyway.
You don't want the murder blade.
The murder blade.
Oh, there's demon weapons. Yeah, okay, something like that. The murder blade. Oh, it's a shame there's only demonic god ones. Yeah, okay. There's a bit. There's no chaos undivided.
Yeah, the murder blade is basically the chaos undivided version of a demon weapon.
Yeah, so you'd have to go for that with a legendary weapon.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame, but the murder blade. Anti-character 3 precision. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, it's an accurate name for a blade, isn't it?
Yeah.
For what it does.
6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 8, -2, flat 3. That's that will absolutely wipe most, especially most mundane characters.
And if you got like a Chaos Lord, if you got a Chaos Lord, you can add 1 to all of those once per game. So you then get 7 attacks at strength 9, AP -3, damage 4.
What?
Yeah,
that's horrendous.
Because Chaos Lords have an ability once per game to add 1 to attack, strength, AP, and damage. I used it against you.
You did, yeah. Why is that so much better than my one? My Deathguard one? God damn it. So my Sorcerer, right, has a similar one, but you can only add 1 to the strength of damage.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's 2, sorry. It's 2 to the strength of damage. Maybe that's why, because I'm adding, instead of 1 across the board, it's 2 to the strength, 2 to the damage.
Yeah.
But he can only do that on psychic weapons.
Yeah.
That thing isn't anyway, so he wouldn't be able to do that on that. Well,
so the next glory agenda is Glory of the Gods. Obviously, you have to be favoured in the Dark God category. And this will be completed if your crusade achieves 2 or more of the following. Destroy 6 or more monster or vehicle units in the fight phase. So
that's a bit of a
that's one that I don't think I'll ever be able to complete.
Destroy 12 infantry or kill 6 monsters.
Yeah.
What?
But
okay.
At least with infantry models, not infantry units.
Oh shit! Yeah. God, that's horrendous. That is horrendous.
Yeah.
Units. You got to destroy 6 whole units and 6 whole vehicles.
In
the fight phase as well. That's almost impossible. Because even if you were versing Tau and was going through crisis suits like butter, you'd have to still kill the whole suit unit.
Does the do crisis suits even count as vehicles?
Yeah, crisis suits do. Yeah, they do count as vehicles. But there's still there's still 3 suits in a unit, so you'd have to chunk through 3 vehicles to count as 1.
Yeah. Because that's units, whereas the other one's models.
I feel like that's way too hard.
Yeah. The next one is destroys 5 or more models with psychic attacks.
Hold on. Your army achieves that. Okay, it's not.
It's the whole army.
That's okay. I thought it was your warlord. That's what I was like. That's impossible.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be in the fight phase as well. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty horrendous.
Destroy 5 or more enemy models with psychic attacks and win the the battle.
Yeah, the psychic attack thing that's a lot easier. I mean, that's just if you had 1,000 Suns, you'd pick that.
Yeah.
But 1,000 Suns of their own codex. No, it wouldn't be 1,000
No,
Suns.
you wouldn't.
Yeah. You don't know about that one.
If you had multiple sorcerers and
Master
Masters of
Possessions and stuff. But yeah, you're going down the road, I guess.
I do believe the Master of Possessions melee counts as a psychic attack. I might be wrong.
Yeah, but that's still so specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
that's hard.
Then there's Glory of Conquest. You can only do this if you're favoured in the Warfleet Glory. The agenda is completed if you do two or more of the following. At the end of the battle, at the end of a battle round, you control one or more objective markers in your deployment zone, one or more in no man's land, and one or more in your opponent's deployment zone. At the end of the battle, 3 or more units from your Crusade army are wholly within your enemy's deployment zone. At the end of the battle, you control more objective markers than your opponent. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to complete that one either because I'm just too aggressive.
Well, that one favours more aggression. If you're controlling stuff. At the end of the battle, you control more objective. Yeah, it's basically if you win. Just win.
Yeah. If you win, then you win.
Yeah, control, have better board presence is the first one. At the end of the battle... Oh, it's at the end of the battle round.
Yeah, the first one is at the end of the battle round having...
that's fucking not too bad. That's actually doable.
That one is doable, but you still need to do one of the other two as well.
Oh, okay. It's doable. The second one's doable if you have a lot of deep strike.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the battle, control, and then just control your objective. So basically, all of these are taking your opponent's objective marker.
Yeah.
So, okay. Take the backfield is the big one for that. But I feel like it's just easier to do Path of Glory. It's only if you want a demonic weapon, which you won't bother with anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to
undivided.
If you don't want, because obviously it then gives your model a keyword, and then that means that model can't be with any unit that's not got the same keywords. Then you'd have to then use a rearm and resupply to change the model to have the mark of the Chaos God that your leader is.
Yeah.
So that would be the reason that I would use those 2 free rearm resupplies, because then I would then be able to change his chosen unit and his rhino so that they match the demon weapon.
But it's a lot to pull off to just get. I mean, don't get me wrong, demonic weapons are actually pretty powerful, but it's a lot to pull off to try and get one demonic weapon. I mean,
they're only the only way to get them is by doing that as well. You can't get them any other way. Like, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I don't like the slaanesh one. I think that's a bit meh.
The 3 attacks, and what does the lance ability do?
Lance is just +1 to wound.
+1 to wound, yeah.
On the charge as well, I believe. Yeah, you have to make the charge and then you get +1.
Yeah.
Whereas Nurgle is basically every time you make a dart pack, you get anti-infantry 3 up.
Which means that if you're attacking infantry, it auto wounds. It wounds on the 3.
But everything. So yeah, but like, so that every 3 up is a critical hit as well. So if you have that if you have a dev wounds weapon, then you're dev wounding on a 3 up.
Yeah,
which is insane. Tzeentch is okay. Rerolling hit rolls and wound rolls is pretty damn good in the fight phase.
Yeah.
And then khornes obviously just make sure character an absolute fucking beast.
Yeah.
At a 3 to the strength of melee weapons.
And 1 to the damage.
And 1 to the damage. Yeah, it's not too bad. I definitely think the fucking nurgle one and the tzeentch one are the best ones. Reroll all hits, and then at the end of each time, bearer makes that you reroll hits and wins. Oh shit! Okay, well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only on the bearer.
It's only on the bearer though. Yeah.
It's only on the bearer, but 3 up. I mean, that's pretty good. Reroll hits. Yeah, I just think okay. I think they're definitely those two are the best ones. But Jesus, okay. I mean, they're pretty good, but I don't think that's hard to pull off.
I do like that the slaanesh one has 2 demons in the weapon though.
Oh, does it?
Darius and Riol.
The raptures.
Anyway, let's go over the battle traits. So the Chaos Crusade book doesn't have any specific battle traits for just any character, but they do have one for Warpsmith and Lord Discordant models, but there's only 2 there. So there's Rite of Reforging. So at the end of the battle, if this model was part of your Crusade army and not destroyed, you can ignore 1 out of action test taken for a vehicle from your Crusade army. That test is passed instead. As demon engines count as vehicles, I believe.
Oh, they should do, yeah. Demon engines should have the vehicle.
Yeah, they're vehicles.
They're demon and vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, and that's good for them. And then there's Machine Lord, and that is while a friendly unit vehicle unit is within 6 inches of the model. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll the wound roll of 1, which is good.
It's okay.
It's on all attacks. It's not just for shooting or fight phase. So
Reroll ones is definitely. I think that's a lot better than the out of action test, but
yeah. I mean, it's only if you roll a 1 on the out of action test that you take damage, isn't it?
Yeah, they take a battle scar.
Yeah. Then you've got 6 options for infantry units. Despoilers without mercy. It's just ballistic skill is increased by 1. So
that's still pretty good. Hitting possible to shoot.
Yeah, so that's going to be going on my Havocs as soon as possible.
We'll be hitting on 2s. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Destined for Glory. So each time this unit is marked for greatness, it gains 3 additional XP.
So it gains 6 XP per
Yes.
mark of greatness. That's not too bad. I mean, that's okay. I think they'll just level up over time. I necessarily wouldn't give them that.
But yeah, the thing with that is that these units, they can only get up to a certain point, can't they?
You can only get 3, and then you have to purchase a requisition to make them legendary.
Yeah.
Which then they can get another 3. But by taking that, you'll then you'll basically only be able to ever get 5.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's worth it, personally.
No. Yeah, if you're doing it like quite early just to get, but even then, to me it feels like a waste of a trait.
Yeah, and then you have to be
you're spending that to then just get a level in the next level, next game. Doing the same thing. Then you got Trusted Hounds. So while a character is leading this unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristic of the models in this unit. That's actually good for me because all 3 of my units, all 3 of my infantry units, are being led.
Are they all OC2 as well?
I think so.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, so the downside with Deathguard is the only battle line troop I have is Plague Marines. They're the only thing with OC2.
Legionaries are OC2.
Yeah, Legionaries are battle line.
That's one of mine.
Havocs probably aren't. I can't imagine Havocs are. And I don't know about Chosen either.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out right now. I know I've just seen that Terminators are 1.
Yeah, Terminators are 1. Yeah.
Chosen are 1, and
which I've always been like,
Havoc's a 1,
morally against, because Terminators are, the whole thing is to fucking defend a point, and you're just like, they're very OC1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
make a Terminators OC1 would be great.
Yeah,
OC2 rather.
Yeah, it would make my Chosen OC2 and my Havoc's OC2.
That'd be quite good.
Yeah. Hate-fueled Butchers is the weapon skill of melee weapons is increased by 1.
Yeah, so it's like Despoils Without Mercy instead of ballistic skill. Instead of shooting, it's +1 to melee.
Yeah.
Which is, again, pretty good. Hit on tubes.
Unholy Patronage. Select one model in this unit. If this unit has a unit champion, you must select that model. So it's always going to be the sergeant, basically. Add 1 to the attacks characteristic of that model's melee weapon, and add 1 to that model's wounds characteristic. So it would make my sergeant's wound 3 wounds, I believe.
Yeah, I would make my sergeants champions 3 wounds, and then I'd get 4 attacks with a power fist instead of 3.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
And
I would also like to say, are you choosing instead of rolling?
For these ones, I'd probably say choosing, but there is a bit later on where I have to roll for it because of the nature of the mechanic that goes with it.
Oh, okay, cool, that's fine.
So these ones, I would say, like for all of us, if we're just taking generic traits or our books traits, you can just choose.
Okay, cool. So I was going to say, if we were rolling, then I'd be like, well, you get to re-roll certain things. Like if you've got for instance, weapon skill, if your unit already hits on a 2, then there's no point. So I'd say just re-roll that. But if we're choosing, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, last one, Bitter to the Bone, which is so accurate for Iron Warriors, it hurts. At the end of the battle, if this unit is not destroyed, it gains 1 additional XP.
Okay, it's not too bad.
It's a bit like the Destined for Glory one, except it doesn't, massively increase your units' XP straight away.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one that I probably wouldn't pick.
No, yeah.
Like the other ones are like, just in my opinion, better than Destined for Glory and Bitter to the Bone.
Yeah.
Anyway, going on to the damned units one. So I don't have any damned units in my force.
Well, we can skip that then. Are you planning to take any damn units?
No, probably not. No. But it's more for, we can discuss it for the people that are watching if they want to take.
Okay, I guess if they're taking cultists.
So you've got Devoted Slaves, which looks like it's very similar to Trusted Hounds. So while a Heretic Astartes character is leading this unit, each time a model in this unit makes an attack, re-roll a wound roll of 1. Yeah, so that's re-roll wounds instead of increasing objective control.
Yeah.
Then you've got...
Ooh, I like this one, the Vessels of True Faith.
Vessels of the True Faith. Once per battle, you can target this unit with the Insane Bravery stratagem 3. Which is actually
pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that. That's quite thematic. They're so zealotous that it doesn't matter how many of them get killed, they'll still hold that objective.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. You turn them into fanatics for a turn.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that for free.
And then the last one for damned units is Favored Servants. Improve the ballistic skill of this unit's range weapons by 1, and improve the weapon skill of this unit's melee weapons by 1.
Which you get, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, but then I'm going to have to look at what... This is just for cultist models, really.
Yeah, you can have... I can't... Well, this is for damned units. And you have the specific... you've got the demonic mutated ones, haven't you, cultists?
Yeah, they are considered damned, yes, accursed cultists.
Yeah, Cursed Cultists. Everyone runs them. They're apparently pretty good.
Yeah, that would make them 3+ on weapon skill. I've just had a look at, having a look at them.
Yeah, it's cool.
For all the damned ones, it's pretty much just turning them to 3+ rather than 4+.
Yeah. Down don't hit well because they're cultists, but I think a Cursed Cultists are pretty good. Don't have the cursed weapons that are actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Are they the same as your Space Marine cursed ones?
Their accursed weapons are literally demons coming out of their bodies.
Yeah, they're sick models. They're great models.
They aren't armed with weapons. Their accursed weapons are just their curses.
Yeah, but they're the same profile.
I will have a quick look once I find them again. There's a versus the Cursed Cultists. So the hideous mutations are. I think the hideous mutations are on the torments, not the mutants.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
it's not bad. Make them as good as a Space Marine unit for shooting.
No. Accursed weapons have an extra AP, but 1 pip less damage.
Okay. Okay, that's still not bad. Making them hit Space Marines is pretty damn good.
Yeah. So next section is the vehicle models. So you got Spirit of Damnation. At the end of your command phase, this model regains 1 lost wound.
Oh, you can give them the Rhino trait. Okay.
Yeah.
All vehicles. That's not bad.
And considering it doesn't appear to be that you can't put this on a Rhino, that means the Rhino would then be gaining 2, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would, because it's a different it's a different ability. So yeah, you would get 2 wounds per turn. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Then there's Warp Fuel Destruction. Once per battle, you can target this model with the Tank Shock stratagem for 0 CP.
That's quite nice. Free Tank Shock.
Yeah.
Tank Shock's pretty good.
And then Living Hold, add 2 to this model's wounds characteristic.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Give it 2 more wounds.
Yeah. I can see me choosing all of 3 of those rather than what's in the other, in the other books for vehicles and monsters.
What is the other book? The other book is just
that would just be either Leviathan or Foray Nexus. Because I think I only get 2 of these or 3 of these, like without spending requisition to make them bigger.
Yeah.
And all 3 of those are brilliant. So for the most part, I'd probably be going Spirit of Damnation and Living Hold on everything, but Tank Shock.
Are we using? We can use out of the battle traits from Nexus and the Leviathan one, can't we?
Yes, we can.
We can choose them as well. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I think there are better ones in Leviathan.
For characters, there are. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the vehicle ones, but those.
Well, the first one is called Blessed Hull. You can make it. You can have that vehicle gain a 5-up invuln. Although we are demon engines, so we probably already have a 5-up invuln for most things.
Let me have a look. 5-up invuln
actually not that fantastic.
5-up invuln on my Mauler Fiend. 5-up invuln on my Forge Fiend. Yeah, it'd literally just be the Rhino that I'd be putting that on. All of my.
You could also have auto repair nodes, which is that's another +1. You can regain 1 lost wound in your command phase, so you can stack them and just have it regenning constantly.
A Rhino getting 3 wounds at the start of the command phase every turn. It'd be unstoppable.
Oh damn! Okay, that's pretty cool. There's one that's reinforced superstructure. Each time an attack with a strength characteristic of 7 or less is allocated to this model in this unit, worsen the armor pen of that attack by 1.
Ooh.
So if it's not an anti-tank weapon, it's not armor penning.
Yeah.
As well. That's pretty cool. Oh, and there's what focus gunners. Models in this unit do not suffer the penalty to hit rolls for making range attacks while their unit is within engagement range.
Ooh.
That's also pretty good.
Yeah.
You've also got mounted stuff in here. I don't get any mounted stuff, but
the only mounted thing that I can take is bikers, and I don't have any no plans of getting any. But
yeah. I don't think bikers that great in this edition. Let me go. Oop. Let's see what price Nexus is.
Although I wonder if Lord Discordant is counted as mounted.
Lord Discordant should be mounted, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, mounted. Yeah.
Battle trades. What's monster? Oh, they do monster and vehicles in Prime Nexus. Oh, okay.
They got separate ones, or
no? They've got the monster and vehicles are the same table.
Yeah.
Well, it was Prime Nexus. It was the Tyranid War. Yeah, Tyranid War was vehicles only, so I couldn't put them on monsters, which was weird. They didn't have a monster one. Oh, they have something called Striding Behemoth, which I assume is Tyranid monsters only.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. But yeah, Prior Nexus. So the top one is a 6-up Feel No Pain, which is great.
Yeah.
2 to the objective control. You've got Tank Hunter. Each time this model in this unit makes an attack that targets a monster vehicle unit, reroll a wound roll of 1, which isn't too bad. Stubborn Explorer. Each time this unit makes a normal or advanced move, it can move over terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who going across like crates and stuff. Heavily armored. Once per battle, when an attack is allocated to this model in this unit, you can change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0.
Yeah.
So once per game, if you get hit by a las cannon and it does 7 damage to you, it rolls max, and go, no, that's 0.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you could make a Rhino ridiculously tanky. You can have it healing 3 wounds per turn, give it a 6-up Feel No Pain, block the damage for in the game, and I don't know, give it so -1 to the armor pen of weapons below 7. You can make it ridiculous. And each time a model in this unit makes attacking targets an infantry or mounted unit, reroll hit rolls 1. Okay. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. I think the best ones are the there's you can give characters and their unit the infiltrate ability.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. You can just go, hey, that group of legionaries is infiltrating straight down onto the enemy objective. That would actually be a good way to score your really hard agendas, the table ones.
Yeah.
Because then you could just be like, all right, well, turn 1, I'm on an objective in the middle on my deployment zone and possibly in their deployment zone as well.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't be in their deployment zone turn 1, but
no, you can't be in the deployment zone.
Pretty good.
You could
be right 9 inches away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have something that's in strategic reserves that has deep strike.
Oh, you can't give that to a Rhino. I was going to say that'd be fucking...
Yeah, not
that
to a
would
Rhino.
Be ridiculous, but it would give you crazy giving infiltrate to a fucking Rhino as well. Make it this tanky and then just drive it in 9 inches away, turn 1, and then unload a bunch of troops. Fun
fact, when I was looking up rules the other day, if you've got a unit in a transport that has infiltrates at the start of the game, as long as that unit is the only thing inside the transport gets infiltrates as well.
Oh damn. Okay.
So you don't need to give it to the Rhino, but giving it to the Rhino would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Damn.
So anyway, let's move on to the requisitions for the chaos.
Yep.
We'll get on to the other way of getting character traits after this. So the specific chaos requisitions start off with a fitting tribute.
Okay.
Purchase a requisition anytime your warband champion gets 1 chaos point. No, you purchase this requisition anytime your warband champion gets 1 chaos point. You can only spend this chaos point on a glory category that is at level 5 or lower. And that's 2 requisition points. So if you're like just off from getting glory, you might as well spend 2 requisition points to get you. Well, no, if you're just about to fall into being forsaken in something you don't want to be forsaken yet, you can then spend 2 requisition points to come out of that.
Okay, you can buy chaos points basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Next one, let's go across to
mortal empowerment.
Mortal empowerment. Purchase this requisition after a battle in which a damned unit from your Crusade army destroyed 1 or more enemy units. That unit can gain 1 chaos boon, but cannot have more than 1.
Oh, you can give a cultist a chaos boon. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Luckily, that does mean that because they can't have more than 1,
they can't turn to spawn. Yeah,
they can't turn to spawn unless you can. I guess in theory, what you could do is pay for it twice for the same unit, but if you roll the same one again, then that becomes a spawn because that's how the boons works.
I'd have to read.
It's literally the next page, so it'll be
but it depends how. Oh, it is a unit. Okay, depends how it worded. Because I was like, that'd be a ridiculous way to spam spawn. So yeah. Okay, I get. I don't know. I think once you got chaos boon, you start with that.
Yeah. So next one we'll go. Do I do the long one now, or do I save the long one for last?
Or Demon Prince?
Yeah, Ascension to Demon Head. Let's do that now.
Yeah, you can. It basically, once you've got 3 chaos boons on the table with a character, you can choose to. Oh, it has to be favored by personal glory as well. Okay.
When one of the following units from your.
Oh, it has to be 1. So you either have personal glory on that champion, so you've got all the way up to 8 on that table, or you've had to roll 3 chaos boons for him, and have it turned into a spawn. Then you get to exchange your character for a Demon Prince.
Demon Prince, yeah. So it's either a character that has 3 chaos boons, or your champion if they are favored in the personal glory category.
Okay.
So then that becomes a Demon Prince or a Demon Prince with wings. If the unit replaces your warband champion, the new unit is now your warband champion. The new unit starts with the same number of experience points. If the unit replaced had an enhancement, chaos boon, or similar upgrades, including campaign-specific upgrades, the new unit retains all such upgrades it's eligible to have without spending any additional requisition points. And the new unit can retain any eligible battle honors, or you can replace them with any others that it is eligible for. Any battle scars are not retained.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Make Demon Prince absolutely scary. Make it terrifying.
You cannot purchase his requisition if doing so would cause you to exceed your Crusade force's supply limit.
Yeah, so you can't go over points.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you can just buy points anyway, so it's not really a big
deal. Exactly. So we're going to the next one. Sacrifice to the Dark Guards. Purchase this requisition when a Heretic Astartes unit from your Crusade force reaches heroic or legendary rank. Remove that unit from your order of battle and halve its current XP total. you can then divide that remaining XP amongst Heretic Society's characters' units from your order of battle as you see fit.
Okay.
So any unit that's heroic or legendary, you take half the XP and you can either dump that all into one character or spread it out across multiple. That does cost 3 requisition points to use. And there's Fate, Worse than Death.
Yeah, but that's useful if you haven't paid to upgrade them basically to legendary status.
Yeah.
So they'll get XP to get to that rank, and then they can't get a boon or anything from it. So you can pay later on to half their XP, make them go back down, so then you can spend the RP to then get them, you upgrade them so they can get the extra 3 perks. If you see what I'm saying, that's what it's good. If you didn't have the RP to pay it earlier,
you lose the unit as well.
Oh,
it's removed from your order of battle.
Oh, it just gets deleted. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And last one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's got the benefit of increasing the XP for your characters, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Fate Worse than Death. Purchase this requisition when a Heretic Astartes unit from your Crusade force would be removed from your order of battle due to receiving a battle scar. Instead, that unit suffers Spawndom, which is to say that unit becomes a Chaos Spawn.
You can punish. Yeah, you can basically punish a unit for doing badly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You get a free spawn out of it. I assume spawns lose their battle scars.
Well, there is a actual bit on Spawndom in the next bit we're going to go through, so I'll just read that now. If a unit from your order of battle suffers Spawndom, remove that unit from your order of battle and add a new Chaos Spawn unit to your order of battle. The new unit starts with the same number of experience points as the unit it replaced, gains the appropriate number of battle honors for its rank. If adding this unit would cause your Crusade points to total to keep Crusade forces supply limit, you must first increase your supply limit.
So it counts as a new unit, so no, it wouldn't get the battle scars.
Yeah, it wouldn't get the battle scars, yeah. But yeah,
okay.
So let's actually talk about Chaos Boons. So Chaos Boons are a type of battle honor that can be given to a Heretic Astartes character model. Each time a Heretic Astartes character model from your army would gain a battle honor, you can instead choose for it to gain a Chaos Boon. Demon models cannot gain Chaos Boons, and no model from your Crusade force can have more than 3. So you roll a D33, which is 2d6, half, and round up. 1 counts as the tens and 1 counts as the units.
Yep.
So on an 11, you get Unholy Speed, so add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for that unit. On a 12, you get Mutant Form, add 1 to this model's wounds characteristic. On a 13, it gets Massive Fangs, so melee weapons equipped by this model have the Lance ability. On a 21, you get Scorpion Tail, which adds 1 to the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by this model. On a 22, you get Demonic Flesh, and it adds 1 to the toughness characteristic. On a 23, you get Warp Stalker. You can re-roll advanced and charge rolls made for this model's unit. On a 31, you get Ironheart Talons, which improves the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons equipped by this model by 1. On a 32, you get a Dark Blessing. Once per battle, at the start of your opponent's shooting phase, this model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of this phase, the model has the Stealth ability. And on a 33, once per turn, you can re-roll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, 1 damage roll, or 1 saving throw made for this model.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're all right.
Yeah, the 8-fold eyes ones seems good until you realise it's one of, not all 4. It's still good, but it's not as good as you think it is.
It still is once per turn, so it's not too bad. Because it's in your phase or the enemy's phase.
But here's a caveat that I need to read. A model can have more than one Chaos Boon, but if you roll a result that duplicates a Chaos Boon a model already has, that model's unit suffers Spawn. As with any battle honor, make note on a model's Crusade card when it gains a Chaos Boon and increases its Crusade points by 1.
Yeah, so demons can't take Chaos Boons, but can you...
Can you?
Oh, so when you ascend it, it keeps its Chaos Boons. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But demons cannot gain them. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's so when you upgrade to a Chaos Prince, a Demon Lord, you do get the Chaos Boons to stay with you that you rolled on that thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It looks like we're running out of time because you've got to go for a game, haven't you?
I do have to go for a game, yeah. So, do you want to call it there? We've gone most of it. It's only the relics and
it's only the relics, and
I've already gone through the demon engines, demon weapons, really. So, it's only the unique weapons of chaos.
Yeah, I mean, we did also mention the legendary one. There is only one legendary one. It is the Murder Blade. It is awesome.
The Murder Blade is good at murdering things. It says it in the name.
It is a very accurate name for what it does. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll talk about the Space Marine one when Kat has played her game, and obviously when Deathguard get their codex. If it happens whilst we're still doing this,
I don't think it's going to happen.
Then we will talk about it then.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Unless it's going to be the codex or 2 after this one coming out, Agents. I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll see. I doubt it.
Anyway, we're gonna say goodbye. So thanks for listening. I have been your host, Jem. With me has been Kat.
Thanks, guys.
And Diesel.
See you later, guys. Have a good one.